pomp and circumstance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession.
Please remain standing. My name is Sarah Morgan Sylvester, and I am honored to be the Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Please join us in the singing of O Canada, led by our University Marshal, Nancy Hermiston, Director of the Opera and Voice Program at the UBC School of Music.
Oh,
Thank you, Nancy. We pause for a moment to give thanks, spiritual and temporal, for the blessings we share in this wonderful world, this great country, this blessed province, this splendid university. And we respectfully acknowledge the traditions and customs of the Okanagan Nation and its people in whose traditional territories we are gathered today. We give thanks for these proud students, their families and friends on this most memorable occasion. Please be seated. A warm welcome to you all, to our 2012 graduates, to your parents, family, and friends who are joining you here today in this celebration of your achievement. What a wonderful and long-awaited day. Congratulations. In the years leading up to this great moment, you've been exposed to fabulous professors, to the satisfaction of solving challenging problems, and to the beauty of the UBC Okanagan campus. But quite possibly, the best gift provided by your university education is each other. That's right, the person sitting right next to you or in the row behind. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're close friends with everyone in your graduating class. A close friend is a rare and treasured gift indeed, although I do hope that you made one or two close friends during your time here at UBCO. What I am suggesting is that you need each other, as we all need each other. And we particularly need those who think differently than we do, those who frustrate us by moving at a different pace, those who amaze us with their proficiency at something we just can't do, and those who challenge us and make us a little uncomfortable. You know who those people are, because you've just spent the last number of years exploring new concepts with them. Think of famous teams or partnerships. Are they usually individuals who are identical to each other, or are they more different than alike? Think of Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau in the movie The Odd Couple, or Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, who built what would become Apple Computer, or Margaret Thatcher and her self-effacing husband, Dennis. Now, I'm aware that what I'm asking you to do is fight the inertia that makes us all creatures of habit. I walked into a meeting the other day, and I sat on the opposite side of the table from where I usually sit. Now, I know this isn't a big deal, but I had to make a conscious choice to do it. It became a bigger deal when the other meeting participants remarked to a person on my seating choice. This is a pretty common illustration of human behavior. After all, how many times have you walked into a lecture theater and sat in roughly the same place, surrounded by roughly the same group of people? Left to our natural instincts, we tend to build zones of comfort around ourselves. We gravitate towards what we know and are familiar with. We keep in touch with those who we feel are similar to us. Well, I think we need to mix it up a little. Let me go back to Jobs and Wozniak. Like I'm sure many of you, I've recently finished reading Walter Isaacson's biography of Steve Jobs. While Jobs and Wozniak did share similar passions, such as music, practical jokes, and computers. In many ways, they were more different than alike. Steve Wozniak was chunky and stooped, an electronics whiz with an aversion to extreme ambition. He was influenced by his rocket scientist father, who in turn was a brilliant engineering graduate from Caltech. Steve Jobs was skinny, wiry, and full of energy, focused on design and user-friendliness, and larger than life with driving ambition. He was influenced by his high school dropout father, who knew how to make money by fixing cars and selling them. What's unique about Jobs and Wozniak is not how different they were, but how much they acknowledged and appreciated their differences. Perhaps the benefit of working with someone different to himself shaped Jobs' later thinking, evident in his positioning of the Apple brand with the Think Different campaign, evident in his acknowledgement that different skill sets combine to produce something truly innovative, as in this Jobs quote from the Isaacson biography. It's in Apple's DNA that technology alone is not enough. We believe that it's technology married with the humanities that yields us the result that makes our heart sing. There are many examples of this kind of marriage of differences leading to innovation, because it's exceedingly rare for a great idea to be produced by a single great mind. It took not just Thomas Edison, but 5 men, all with different skill sets and representing 4 nationalities, to produce the light bulb. The energetic and single-minded Marie Curie, who coined the term radioactivity, earned her first Nobel Prize jointly with her husband Pierre, reportedly an idealist and dreamer. And in my own much more modest way, throughout my business career, I've come to seek out those who have different views, backgrounds, and skill sets to my own, particularly when there's an opportunity to build something important. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I volunteer as the Chancellor at UBC. It's a true gift to have an opportunity to help build an institution of global significance like UBC, surrounded by a diverse group of people. It's a gift to discover parts of me that I didn't know existed through discussions with others who are different than me. But there's at least one other great reason to be Chancellor, and that's the opportunity to confer degrees on all of today's graduating students. And that's a task I look forward to with immense pleasure. So let me end my comments by offering you my warmest and most sincere congratulations on your achievement. Fill your life with different people and stay connected, not just with your friends, but to those you have admired for their differences. Build something unique together, something that, as Steve Jobs would say, makes your heart sing. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Stephen Toop, and I have the honor to serve as President and Vice Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Every year at Convocation, UBC has the honor of bestowing honorary degrees upon individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. D. Ross Fitzpatrick exemplifies these characteristics, and I invite him now to step forward to receive his honorary degree.
surprise.
Madam Chancellor, from California gold to extraordinary Okanagan wine, there simply isn't much that the Honorable D. Ross Fitzpatrick has not pursued with a passion in his incomparable career as an entrepreneur. He is a visionary business leader, a champion of agriculture and the environment, and a pioneer in British Columbia's burgeoning wine industry. In addition to these extraordinary accomplishments, he served our nation on the Senate of Canada, representing the Okanagan Similkameen from 1998 to 2008. Ross Fitzpatrick was born to a pioneer Okanagan agricultural family, and he and his family continue to reside in the Okanagan. We are extremely proud to point out, often, that Mr. Fitzpatrick is one of our own, a distinguished alumnus of UBC. Upon graduation from UBC in 1958 with a Bachelor of Commerce and Business Administration degree, he served as a researcher to the Royal Commission on the tree fruit industry of British Columbia. He later pursued graduate studies at the University of Maryland and Columbia University in New York, and embarked on what would become a celebrated career founding companies in North America's aerospace, oil and gas, and mining industries. And that's where California Gold comes in. Mr. Fitzpatrick was instrumental in developing California's Castle Mountain Mine, which earned the prestigious Health of the Land Award for its commitment to protecting environmental resources. This is just one illustration of the extraordinary commitment to the environment for which Mr. Fitzpatrick has been so deservedly recognized throughout his career. He's worked tirelessly to protect the environment, promote green economic development, and to contribute to the public and community's well-being. In 1986, he returned to the Okanagan to promote value-added agriculture and founded Cedar Creek Estate Winery. He pioneered the planting of vinifera grapes to produce premium quality wines right here in the Okanagan. He's received numerous awards for his work, including the Order of British Columbia in 2009, the Queen Elizabeth II Golden Jubilee Medal, and the Canadian Confederation Medal. Madam Chancellor, for his extraordinary contributions to this country, his leadership in industry and economic development, and his commitment to environmental stewardship, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa upon D. Ross Fitzpatrick. Just stay there.
Congratulations. I'm going to say the magic words here. By the authority of the Okanagan Senate of this university, I confer upon you, D. Ross Fitzpatrick, the title and degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
It now gives me great pleasure to ask Dr. Fitzpatrick to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors, distinguished guests and friends, graduates. I can think of no greater honor than one received in one's own community. I am a proud graduate of UBC and even more proud to receive an honorary degree from UBCO, which has become such an important part of our community. When my grandfather settled here just after the turn of the last century, Kelowna had a population of just 600 people. The agriculture potential was just being recognized. The treasures of the natural environment were just being discovered. And the Okanagan was a community of very small communities. Today, the communities are much larger, with a total population of nearly 325,000 people. Agriculture has changed and is not the predominant industry, and parts of our natural environment are threatened. All of these changes have brought about new challenges. My full realization of what a special place this is did not really register until I spent time away. So when I returned, I felt compelled to focus on value-added agriculture. And when I had the honor to serve in the Canadian Senate, I had the opportunity to contribute to some initiatives to meet some of the environmental, economic, and community challenges of the Valley. One was the establishment of the Okanagan Partnership Society, a grassroots organization led by local business leaders, supported by UBCO and Okanagan College, and funded by the National Research Council and the provincial government. It focused on how to build a competitive and sustainable Okanagan, and its efforts were grounded in a commitment to create tangible solutions to current and future quality of life issues. Some of the flagship initiatives that it advocated were to have engineering, management, and medical programs located right here at UBCO. Others were improved transportation infrastructure and reducing the transportation footprint on the environment. It supported a collaborative approach to managing water quality and quantity, and it encouraged the development of knowledge services and ideas developed in the Okanagan. The Okanagan Partnership was a beginning, but there are a number of environmental and social issues on the horizon, and they will require you, as graduates, the next generation of leaders, to develop, implement, and enable partnerships to effect the application of knowledge to solve them. In the short time that I have, I would like to touch on just one environmental issue, which will require future leadership and collaborative dialogue, and that is the proposed South Okanagan-Smilkameen National Park. The Okanagan Basin is home to Canada's only desert ecosystem, one of the highest priorities for conservation in Canada. Over 1/3 of BC's threatened and endangered species live here: birds, mammals, and plants found nowhere else in Canada. Shrub grasslands and ponderosa grasslands are found in no other Canadian national park. National parks contribute $1.2 billion to the GDP each year, and the establishment of a park in the South Okanagan-Smilkameen would have a major green, sustainable economic impact on the Okanagan-Smilkameen. After an 8-year process that included First Nations engagement, stakeholder and community consultations, Parks Canada has just released a feasibility study concluding that a national park in the South Okanagan-Smilkameen is feasible. But there is some opposition, and the British Columbia government has advised that it is not prepared to proceed with a park at this time. So I encourage you, the graduating class of 2012, to get involved, but make your own assessments and be part of a network of globally aware citizens who act locally and apply your knowledge to solving issues like this that we face as a community. In conclusion, it is a great honor to be here with you today, celebrating past accomplishments and your future opportunities. I would like to thank the University of British Columbia for this very special recognition. I am grateful to Chancellor Sarah Morgan-Sylvester, President and Vice Chancellor Stephen Toop, Deputy Vice Chancellor Doug Oram, and the Board of Directors. And to you, the graduating class of 2012, it is an honor to be here with you, and I sincerely wish you success in all of your future endeavors. Thank you.
My name is Doug Oram. I'm Deputy Vice Chancellor and Principal of UBC Okanagan. Madam Chancellor, President Toop, President Emeritus David Strangway, Dr. Fitzpatrick, and most of all, graduates, family, and friends, welcome. First, let me join the ranks of those congratulating you on this important day. In some ways, I'm sure the last 4 years, or in some cases 5 years, have flown by. And yet in another, it must seem a long time since you suffered the anxieties of being a student arriving on campus for the first time. You got past those jitters. You resisted the temptations of going to a party when you had an important assignment due, most of the time. Now the assignments are complete, and today you become UBC degree holders. I'm conscious that in some ways you've grown personally through your university years parallel to the growth of this campus. When you arrived, many of the state-of-the-art buildings that we now have were drawings or perhaps holes in the ground, especially true for the engineers who I know in their first couple of years were living in less than ideal trailers and labs as we completed the spectacular building that now graces these grounds. There was a degree of chaos. There were construction fences, makeshift arrangements, and so on. You survived those changes as you survived the challenges and changes in your own lives. Now you've arrived here at this moment for a well-deserved celebration of your accomplishments. Today is a milestone you will never forget. Today, you are taking part in a ceremony infused with traditions that go back hundreds of years. The robes, the titles, the admissions into the rights and privileges can be traced back to the early modern or medieval era. The gowns we are wearing reflect a time when all members of a university, students and faculty, were connected to religious orders. There's another reason why you'll never forget today. This is very much a personal event. It is a landmark in your lives. You are moving from UBC students to UBC alumni and on to the next step. So as you do, allow yourselves to be a little sentimental, maybe even a little corny. Take a look at this campus that was your home and what it has become. Take a look at yourselves and all you've accomplished and be proud. And I'm going to remind you of something that I'm sure you've never forgotten. Those were my remarks to Create 4 or 5 years ago. You all remember those, right? No. Okay, that was get engaged. I said your university life will be so much more meaningful if you do get involved. Now that you are graduating, I will say stay engaged. Stay engaged with UBC. Our university has a tremendous alumni association. More and more of those alumni are now from the UBC's Okanagan campus. There are all sorts of ways in which you can remain part of UBC. Do so. You'll find it a tremendously rewarding and enjoyable experience. Now, for many of you, maybe most of you, the transition from student to graduate combines a personal sense of celebration with a tinge of anxiety. This is completely natural and happens to every year's graduating class. A familiar pattern is ending, and new ones have yet to be formed. Social groups are changing, and the future is at best unclear and maybe a complete fog. However, be assured, you were probably nervous when you came into university. You probably doubted your ability to get through some of those assignments, and yet you succeeded. That is why you're here today. You have the education, you have the ability. Whether you're going to graduate school or beginning a career, remember two things. First, remember your successes and have confidence. And secondly, use your talents, as Dr. Fitzpatrick has indicated, to make a difference as well as a career. Thank you very much. And I'm pleased at this time to call upon Mr. Kyle Teschke, member of the graduating class, to make remarks and introduce the gifts to the university. Kyle.
All right, Madam Chancellor, honored guests, and fellow graduates, good afternoon. Welcome to the 2012 Engineering and Management Convocation Ceremony here at UBC. Today is a day that will hopefully be burned into your minds to last forever. Oh, great. The first slip up to last forever. Excuse me. Sorry. Today's a day that will hopefully be burned into your minds to last forever, and will definitely now. You're graduating. Sorry? Yeah. Burn into your lines and last forever. My name is Kyle Teschke, and I am proud to honor you and the graduating students here today. Now, today is about you, but not just about you. It's about all the yous around you. So I would like you to please do me a favor and shake hands with the person on your right and left, congratulate them, and thank them for coming today. Now, when we each stepped foot on this campus, there was a feeling of want, a feeling of desire, a feeling provoking us to gain knowledge. Now, this gaining of knowledge is built within us all and should be cherished as human beings. We wanted a better way to get through a valley, so we built a bridge. We wanted a better way to transport our goods, so we built a wheel. We wanted a better way to do math, so we built a calculator. This gaining of knowledge has led us all here to UBC. Through the past 4 years, we have been soaking in this knowledge from everyone around us, from our teachers, fellow students, and anyone we might take a second to listen to. Looking back, we should find ourselves smiling, happy and content with the degree we have earned. Because when we leave this ceremony today, this knowledge will become our livelihood. Now, it just fascinates me how we each come from different walks of life. Some fresh out of the womb of high school, some returning with a yearning to use their minds more actively than their backs, some just for a change of scenery. Whatever brought us to UBC has allowed us to come to this ceremony here today. It has put us through 4 years of studying, tests, and sleepless nights, and allowed us to put on this gown of success to become one body of engineering and management. Now, this body has different parts to it. Some are the hands that write the papers we submit. Some are the eyes that see the hints the professor gives out during the final exam review session. Some are the mouths that present our findings to the class. Whatever part of the body you find yourself being, you're an integral part of the success we are all sharing today, and we should be thankful for each other. Now, as a lifelong gift of lasting ties, the students of 2012 have placed a commemorative tablet outside in the courtyard. Year after year, new tablets will be placed, honoring the alumni that have worked and played on this campus. So what's next, you ask? Well, I ask, what isn't next? We're engineering and management students, and the world is our oyster to enjoy. So wherever you go, wherever you work, strive to better the communities you live in. Strive to make the environment more sustainable and healthy. Strive to increase people's ability to manage their lives. So, in closing, let's be thankful for each other. Let's be thankful for this wonderful community we live in. Let's be thankful for what lies ahead. And let's be thankful for an amazing degree from the University of British Columbia.
Will the candidates for degree please rise? Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting the candidates for degrees who have successfully completed their studies and fulfilled the conditions that the university has set for them. The Okanagan Senate of this university recommends them to you for the degrees that will be announced by a representative of the faculties. As each degree is officially conferred, the Dean of the Faculty, and in the case of graduate students, the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies, will congratulate the student. Brenda Tournier and Catherine Combin, members of the alumni community, will present each student with an alumni gift. Candidates, please be seated.
Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Ali Ahmadi. Dr. Ahmadi's research focused on a new generation of microfluidic devices for biomedical applications involving separation, purification, and concentration of biomolecules. The results of his research provide powerful tools to optimize the design and performance of devices to conduct these processes with minimal costs and waste reagent compounds. Dr. Ahmadi. Roger Shaw. Dr. Shaw studied the anaerobic degradation of perchlorate using salt-tolerant cultures. He isolated a unique perchlorate-reducing culture which reduces perchlorate prior to nitrate in synthetic ion exchange saline solutions. A combination of ion exchange with direct biological reagent regeneration using this culture provides a sustainable technology to remove perchlorate from drinking water. Dr. Zhao. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Master of Applied Science. Abu Hana Monester Billa. Roberta Ann Dyke. Joanna Faccini. Jeffrey Loeb. Daleth Prianath Janeth Mendez. Reddy Prasad Chicory. Prabjot Kaur Guram. Miguel Angel Muran. Okay. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Applied Science. Peter Ackerman. Mohammed Amin Fard. Seth Athril. Donato Bevacqua. Reese Bishop. Andrea Bradshaw. Jeffrey Rucklesby. Kelly Bullivant. Brad Deshane. Christopher Mitchell Dutel. Jesse Don Ennis. Scott Andrew Forsyth. Jessica Jean Gagne. Jonathan Greening. Devin Hebert. Anthony Koch. Wilhelm Kukin. Christopher Cush.
It's not Christopher.
Oh, sorry, Curtis. My apologies. Here's a Christopher. Christopher Timothy Lawler. Adam Lee. Jeremy James Mirafoski. Devin Marriott. Michael Stephen Martins. Gregory Morehouse. Martin Nazarek. Jesse Eric Edward Nice. Bruce Nestor. Curtis Robert Penson. Adam Fitzenmeyer. Scott Robbins. Ian Alexander Roth. Nicholas Robothan. Ramender Singh Sohota. Matthew Tyler Sauer. Brian Kirk Shuchuk. Jordan Smith. Tyler James Smith. David Frederick Somnar. Nicholas Strate. Kyle James Teshke. Sam Wilson. Chase Young. Adam Branston. John D. Fraser. Emily Landry. Chad David Lecomte. Yannick Alexander Latire. Jessica McEra. Stefan McIntyre. Matthew Pond. Samuel Schaefer. William Benjamin Stadden. Justin Tanner. Autumn Alexis. Farhan Amamidin. Zachary Barrett. Ryan Blackmere. Daniel David Bohm. Andrew Bochenko. Sean Campbell. Marissa Curtis. Austin Mitchell Dennis. Jesse Felton. Torrance William Gilmore. Michael A. Grant. Brian Johnston. Justin C. Lurie. Michael Maxwell. Jason Scott Mayer. Mark Miller. Sanjes Shivim Mudeller. Luke O'Neill. Lucas Roman Pasak. Jeffrey Yaroslav Piemer. Richard Kenneth Porritt. Eric Pide. Kyle Reimerchuk. Aurélien Shiles. Audrey Siebert Timmer. Joshua Sims. Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you the recipient of the APEG Gold Medal in Engineering, Matthew David Suter. Brody Veprada. Christopher Verdon. Last but not least, James Audrey Wilson.
Madam Chancellor, I have the pleasure of presenting to you candidates for the degree Bachelor of Management. Bada Abdullah Abdizay. Ryan Armstrong. Haley Benzik. Eric Binotto. Connor Brown. Tom Robert Butterworth. Javin Cam. Riley Can. Johan Diderik Kaplan. Dominic Ho Yin Chow. Christina Shayapova. Ji Hui Chen. Lorenzo Curistella. Laura Chow. Catherine Shu. Luigi Kokoro. Scott Coleman. Fraser Crawford. This degree is being awarded posthumously to Kobe Cross and is being accepted today by his father Barry Cross and sister Brianne Cross. I'll wait a minute. I'll wait just a second. Jacques Dipner. Ryan Dolan. Elena Margaret Ducharme. Sarah Embury. Jonathan Flowers. Neetu Garcha. Kaylee Gale. Justin Owen Giroux. Stephanie Graham. Salah Hamway. Eric Hamilton. Suyan Lisa Han. Carter Hawk. Emily Shailu He. Devin Andrew Hilbrecht. Taylor John Horsting. Tiffany James. Yan Ji Ung. Corinne Kildare. Hawan Kim. Tony Clement. Siraj Claire. Caitlin Kruger. Brianne Lalonde. Michael Leach. Manuel Leckel. Sylvie Lee. Lauren Vivian Beryl Lilly. Chun Lam Jonathan Lowe. Glenda Wingyan Lowe. Dapeng Lowe. Sui Hang Ma. Daniel James McKinnon. Amanda Magyar. Elise Martin. Ryan Matheson. Brett Matuszewski. Josiah McDermott. Danielle McEwen. Curtis McGrath. Veronica Mihalska. Kelsey David Millard. Mark Miller. Duncan Mueller. Austin Newton. Maxime Siku. Patrick O'Connor. Justin Thomas Patterson. Carrie Penford. Sean Peterson. Chris Ploktis. Brock Raditz. Allison Brooks. Megan Shelby Ryan. Sandra Skapanovic. Gord Shorey. Amber Seal. Yvonne Seguin. Hamit Singh Shergill. Shane Sibley. Zachary Sinclair. Christopher Soroka. Martin Stenning. Cyrus Tabar. Sean Logan Tackaberry. Daniel Christopher Tan. Brittany Tomrin. Spencer Rodney Trentini. Taylor Taylor Turkington. Ujo Ope. Goche Ozo. Vinay Verma. Erica Vigneron. Calvin Wayne. Jackie Warren. Bennett Michael Wasden. Fraser Wayne. Mackenzie Wells. Casey Wenzel. Paul Wheeler. Maria Woodward. Very good. Amar Yassin. Justin Yoon. Bazi Yordanov. Fu Zhang. Kaviasera Karenisbon. James McGee. Scott Matheson. Alexander McGivney. Clea Sackville. Madam Chancellor, I announce to you the University of BC Head of Class, Management Graduating Class, Maxime Walker. Stephanie Elbert. Megan Halston. Ryan Robertson. Silva Sivzatian. Kirsten Parker.
So here's the important bit. For those graduates who have just crossed the stage today, and for all of those who were unable to attend today's ceremony, with respect to the appropriate degrees as shown in the program, I hereby admit you. Will all the graduates please rise? It has been my great pleasure to meet and congratulate each member of today's graduating class. You've each invested a great deal of determination, focus, and hard work in obtaining your degree. And now, just as you graduate, this would be a perfect time for you to turn around and show your appreciation for the support of your parents, family, and friends by giving them a big round of applause. Having crossed this stage today, you are now members of the Convocation of UBC. You are in good company. Since UBC began granting degrees in 1916, more than 285,000 men and women have crossed a stage just like this one to receive their degrees. and have gone on to build our communities and shape our society. As alumni, your relationship with UBC is beginning anew. You can maintain your voice in the affairs of UBC through your elected members and Senate, by mentoring today's students, or by participating in UBC's many volunteer opportunities, both here and abroad. And as lifelong learners, you're always welcome to come back and take a course or two. I encourage you to stay involved and be part of the future of this great institution. You have so much to offer UBC, as it still has much to offer you. To M.A.Sc. Please be seated.
Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings our ceremony to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I, and all of you will be able to join us for refreshments which will be served immediately after the ceremony in the courtyard. I would ask that you remain in place until the academic procession has left the building. Thank you for joining us today, and I know you'll join me in congratulating one last time the 2012 graduates of the University of British Columbia.
I think we now don't start till quarter hour, so you have a half-hour break.
Making fun of us.